Hey guys, it's Jedd here from Disrupt Tutoring, and as always, it's such a pleasure to join you. Today we are going to do some algebraic equations, and without further ado, I'm going to get straight into it. Now this first question, we've been asked to solve for x when we've got x plus 4 times x minus 4 equals 0. Now this is an example of a quadratic equation. Now a quadratic equation is an equation where you are going to get two answers. Now there's nothing really we need to do here. We know that either this bracket is going to be 0, and if this bracket is 0 and it times this bracket, the answer will be 0. The other option is for this bracket to be 0, and if this bracket is 0, doesn't matter what this bracket is, the answer is ultimately going to be 0. So that means either, and this is how you need to write it, either x plus 4 equals 0, so that would speak to this bracket equaling 0, or x minus 4 equals 0, and that would speak to the second bracket equaling 0. So that would mean that x either equals minus 4 or x equals positive 4, and that would be your answer. So you can see if we plug minus 4 back in, this bracket would be 0, and therefore the overall answer would be 0. If we plug this back into there, we know that the second bracket is going to equal 0, and then the entire thing is equal to 0. So either way, it works. Now we're going to do a similar thing for this one here, but this time around we first need to do some factorizing to change it to look like something like this, and then we'll be able to calculate what the solutions are. Now the tip and the trick in a question like this is when we see this x squared, we know that there are probably going to be two answers. So that's the little giveaway. That tells you that it is a quadratic equation. So we've got a trinomial here, and we need to try and factorize that. So when we factorize a trinomial, we open up two brackets. We then need to see what sign this is. If it's a minus, we know that there are going to be two signs that are different. Okay, so we can put those in immediately, and we've got a plus and a minus. We can square root that first term, and that will be the first term in both of our brackets. Okay, now because this is a minus, all right, because this is a minus, we've got the two different signs. And because this is a plus, it is going to be the bigger number that goes to the plus. Now we need to find two numbers that multiply to give you 6, but subtract to give you 1. So if we think of 1 times 6, that gives you 6, but if we go 6 minus 1, it gives you 5, which isn't the right answer. If we think of 2 times 3, 2 times 3 gives us 6, and 3 minus 2 give us 1. 3 is our bigger number, so 3 would go to where the plus is, and 2 would go to where the minus is, and that equals 0. Now you can see we've got the same thing here than we did in this question over there. So we can finish this off by saying either x plus 3 equals 0 or x minus 2 equals 0. Okay, so that is directly from each of these brackets saying that if either of the brackets are 0, the entire thing is going to be 0. And we can simplify that by saying therefore x is equal to minus 3 or x is equal to 2. And those will be our two answers. If we plug this negative 3 back into this first bracket becomes 0, and anything times by 0 is 0. If we take this 2 and we plug it back into this bracket, then this whole bracket is 0, and the whole thing becomes 0 again. Hopefully this helps, guys. Before I go, very special thank you to our sponsors for making this video possible. Read up more about them in the description below. If you're keen for more videos like this one, remember to visit our website. If you can't find the answer to your question, remember you can send us the question and we will respond with a personalized video just for you. Other than that, guys, until the next time, stay epic.